Hey everybody, I'm Jessa Bray, and you're listening to the Simplified podcast. If you're looking for a quiet place where you can filter out the noise and the hustle, this is it. Every week, the Simplified Sisterhood invites you to slow down and join us to explore practical ways to organize and automate the complicated parts of life so that you can focus on what truly matters most. Well, it is winter. It is cold. My lips are chapped. It gets dark early. My kids are crazy. And this is the time when an extra shot of cozy is just what you need. It is absolutely what I need. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to stock up on your favorite hot beverage and you're going to sip it from one of our Simplified mugs. Every cold day is made better by a warm beverage, especially if it's in a mug that says "Lists are my love language." And there's a happy little pattern of florals and lemons and bees that I absolutely did paint. Just saying. So go get your cozy on, shop our mugs and the rest of our Simplified collection over at EmilyLay.com. Hello. You may have figured out by now that I am, surprise, surprise, not Emily Lay. My voice is quite a bit deeper. And if you saw me in person, I'm quite a bit taller. And I'm spotted, freckles all over the place. If you didn't listen to last week's big announcement episode, then you may not know what the heck I'm doing here. So let me introduce myself. I am Jessa Bray. I feel like this should have been a rap, but I'm not going to rap it, okay? I'm Jessa Bray. I'm the art director here at Simplified. I'm one of the new co-hosts of the Simplified podcast. Some quick bio points about me. I am 30, about to be 31 on February 24th. If you want to DM me, I will give you my address to send me a gift. I have been married for 12 years to my husband, Tyler. We own a barbershop here in our small town on the Space Coast. We have 3 kids. Our son Leland is almost 9, absolutely crazy. Our daughter is Lucy, and she is 3, and our son Callan just turned 1. So we have a full house, and I'm loving it. A couple other things that I love. Let's see. True crime, here for it. Keeping up with royals, absolutely. I love all things color, all things creative, but I am a little different from my friend Emily. Like I said, your girl is 6 feet tall, usually. I don't wear pink, hardly, or gingham, except funny fact, I did just buy exactly that. I bought a pink gingham sweater from Walmart because Walmart fashion is highly underrated. We're balling on a budget over here. I paint the kitchen sometimes with stripes just because I can. I watch The Sopranos because why would we not? I do have a few things in common though with Emily. I have a heart for helping other women create a life that they love. I also have a new puppy who loves to chew my shoes and can sometimes be an actual nightmare. But for the most part, Boomer is the cutest little dude. And just like Emily, I freaking love ALDI. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Please, for the love, please tell me that you know about ALDI. If you know, you know. I remember ALDI moving here into our town and thinking it was I guess just like a value store that like wouldn't have anything applicable to what we like to eat. And my opinions since have absolutely drastically changed. If you don't know about ALDI, and I bet you've probably seen one, there's like a trillion of them now around. They usually hang out around bigger box stores like a Walmart or a Target, and there's a reason for that. They have a small but excellently curated collection of things, and that helps keep their grocery prices down. And you know what also helps them keep them down? They have no grocery bags. So you're encouraged to like bring your own reusable grocery totes. They also make you rent a cart with a quarter. Do not worry, you get your quarter back. Sometimes there's these sweet little angels that just give you carts in the parking lot. And like they do it out of the kindness of their hearts. But also I'm that same person and it's not out of the kindness out of my heart. It's just because I don't want to walk it back. And that is the realest talk you'll hear all day. But also like Trader Joe's, most of Aldi's products are store brand. And they do that because Aldi is owned by the same people who own Trader Joe's. Can we all let out a sigh of relief that Aldi is not the worst? They're actually a hidden gem. It's very true. So if there's any part of you that loves Trader Joe's, I'm sure that there's a piece of you that will absolutely love Aldi. And you should know that I also freaking love food. I'm one of those people who's thinking about the next meal as she's eating the one that she just made. I love carbs. Okay, so we do a balance here. I led with I love carbs, but there's balance, I promise. Okay, so we've really leaned into, my husband actually just recently lost over like 100 pounds. And so that was a real task for us to learn how to cook and support a healthier lifestyle. It made us all kind of just trade up our choices when it came to food and nutrition. And so what we really lean into is intuitive eating. And so that's what we choose to do. You live your life and please live it however you need to when it comes to food. I think I got this term from the Busy Bee. They're on Instagram, thebusybee.co. But I really took it and ran with it, and it's called halfway homemade. And so when I create a dinner, I will happily cook half of it from scratch or just from whatever I have. And then I need help along the way. So that's the halfway part. So either that's a steamed veggie or something that's already kind of pretty much prepared that I can add to the dish that helps it become a completed meal. But one of the easiest things that we do, we've literally made our own version of nachos Bel Grande, but we call them nachos Bray Grande because you will learn that I love a good pun. What else do I love? I love hot dogs. I love sloppy sandwiches. I love cleaning out the fridge and putting my finds on a flatbread, sticking it in the oven, and then I just call it, bruschetta flatbreads. I have multitudes. I have range. And so I'm excited to share that with you. I also get it. I know how hard it can feel on a random Wednesday to try and put dinner on the table again. I run into that kind of constantly, especially when it feels like deja vu over and over again. And if you have a budget and you're trying to stick to it, getting takeout a lot, especially right now, just may not be in the cards for you. It is expensive out there. So I thought you guys might like some ideas for A, quick 30-ish minute dinners that you can make with some of my favorite finds at Aldi, and B, that they don't really cost an arm and a leg. Also, by the way, this episode is 0% sponsored by Aldi. So I'm going to put that out there. I just had to tell you about my favorite stuff because that's how much I love it. And I'm in your shoes every single night. 3 kids, a husband, and we've got to get dinner on the table and we have to pay bills too. So it's, I'm your girl out here with the Aldi tips. So here we go. Here are some quick dinner ideas with some of my favorite products from Aldi. First up, bruschetta flatbreads on naan. Okay. So I kind of briefly talked about the halfway homemade point. This is where this comes in. I'm going to pull this title apart for you. Bruschetta flatbreads on naan. So the naan is the part that I'm trying to make. Okay. I have made it before. It is absolutely delicious homemade, but I'm not trying to make it every single night, especially when we have 30 minutes only. The bruschetta flatbread part, the bruschetta portion, that's what I'm going to chop up and make yummy. And then we'll put it on store-bought naan from Aldi, stick it in the oven. You can't mess this up. I promise. We're going to chop, we're going to place, we're going to stick in the oven, and then we're going to consume. First things first, in your grocery run, grab a bag of naan bread. My favorite is the garlic naan because we are garlic fiends over here. I go through bags and bags and bags of peeled garlic. Yes, that is another pro tip. If you're in a busy season, let them peel your garlic for you. No one's going to come for you. It's going to be fine. You're just as good of a mom if you let somebody else peel your garlic. Okay, let's continue. So you're going to grab the garlic naan. If you can't find naan, no worries, pivot. You could do a pizza crust, a tortilla. You could do English muffins. Oh, you could do bagels. We've done a bagel flatbread situation too. Go with my recommendation and get the garlic naan. Okay, unless you're like my grandma and you have heartburn a lot, please don't do that. Okay, so then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to grab your ingredients. So if you're shopping for this, then you would want to grab a couple veggies. So you're going to grab a protein. You could do chicken. You could do chicken sausage. Aldi has great chicken sausage. You can dice that up. You could do ground beef if you want. If you're at home, you don't have as many choices. So number one is just succumbing to that reality. Okay. We're going to use what we have and it's going to be okay. And it's going to be yummy. So if you're looking in your fridge, you're going to grab whatever protein you have. You're going to grab. So a lot of times I will make this with I've even added squash and zucchini, tomato, garlic, onion. And what I normally do is just put a little bit of olive oil on the naan. And then you're going to spread that mixture over the naan. And then I even like to use hardly any cheese just because it really doesn't need it. But if you're a cheese fiend, or if this is something that your kids will 100% not eat unless it's smothered in cheese, then I totally understand. And smother and cover. You're going to pop it in the oven and you're going to cook it. You could use the broiler or you can just cook it in the oven at like a 375, kind of like a higher temp, because it's not going to need long. You're just looking for all those teeny pieces to get relatively warm and for the naan to get warm all the way through. And this is where like not having so much cheese kind of helps, because you're not waiting on like loads of cheese to like melt and get bubbly and delicious. When you get that sucker out of the oven, okay, it's going to smell fantastic. Control yourself because you're not done. You're going to grab a balsamic reduction or a buffalo sauce, and then you're going to drizzle all over the flatbread. You're going to just drizzle that sauce all over. And then if you look in your fridge and you have something like cilantro, or I don't know, maybe you have some parsley, maybe you have some dried parsley, or just a flaky sea salt, or if you don't have any of that, pepper. You're just going to sprinkle a little bit over that. Your husband or your best friend that's coming over for girls' night, or your child that thinks that they have an opinion that counts when it comes to dinner, they're going to think that you are Emerald. Okay? So that is my first Aldi meal that we have been making this for, gosh, I don't even know. I guess like 5 years. I started doing this, and I created this way of making flatbreads for a party. And I made like 4 of them, and then I cut them into isosceles triangles, and they looked so fancy, and I got a lot of compliments on them, and they didn't know that they were eating everything out of my fridge that I didn't want to throw away. The end. From curling and straightening to hairspray to over bleaching, we have all done some kind of damage to our hair over the years. I am a girl who chases color, and that is 100% true when it comes to my hair. I have had blonde, pink, copper, auburn. I've had them all, and it takes a toll on your hair, on my hair, for sure. If you struggle to have longer and thicker hair after years of damage, then you have to try Vegamour. I heard Emily talk about Vegamour, and y'all, the results are stunning. Sis has gorgeous hair with this stuff, and she told me to try the Grow Revitalizing Shampoo and Conditioner Kit. The shampoo and conditioner combo, it improves your hair health at the roots, and then it helps your hair with thickness. I am postpartum. Thickness is everything that I need right now. Just massage the shampoo into your scalp for 60 seconds and then follow up with a conditioner. It's so simple. It's paraben free, and it is super high quality. So don't let damage of the past hold your hair back. Now, honestly, that's my life motto. See your hair's full potential with Vegamour. Go to vegamour.com/simplified and use code simplified to save 20% on your first order. That's Vegamour, vegamour.com/simplified, code simplified to save a big old 20%. You know, my favorite words are in the English language: try it free for 30 days. Yes, thank you. Come again. I will do that. But I know myself, and in 30 days, I'll probably forget to cancel the thing. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Sound familiar? Guys, let me transform into your dad and remind you to not pay for things you're not using. Thankfully, with Rocket Money, you can change that with just a few taps. Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill, is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Have you ever sat down and figured out how many subscriptions you're not using? Oh my gosh, I do this all the time, and it is tragic. I've had apps and streaming services that I wasn't using, but I'm paying $10 or $15. It adds up. With Rocket Money, all you have to do is just find the subscription that you don't want anymore and press cancel. Then Rocket Money will cancel it for you, and that is it. The average Rocket Money user saves up to $720 a year. Do you know what I could do with $720? I can do a lot of things. A lot. So stop throwing your money away, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/simplified. That's rocketmoney.com/simplified. So number 2, we just did this, and I'm so excited about this night. I actually invited our friends over for this night. It is Chicago Dog Night. I just got introduced to a Chicago dog. I'm very loyal when it comes to hot dogs. So my go-to order for a hot dog, if we're going up to like a hot dog stand, is a West Virginia dog, which is going to be mustard, chili, cheese, coleslaw, sometimes onion. I usually stick to that, but I should have prefaced this too. We take hot dogs very seriously. Christmas last year, Tyler got me my very own hot dog steamer with a drawer that I place these hot dogs into, and I close the drawer, and then there's a place on top where I could like even steam my buns, make it a soundbite. And so we very much so take hot dog game super seriously. Aldi has Nathan's hot dogs. We grab the Nathan's hot dogs. We put them in fancy hot dog steamer. And then we have all of our fixings out. And then what you're going to do, and honestly, I don't want to offend anybody in Chicago, especially Chicago natives. Like, I'm not here to offend you. I want to be a learner. If I'm doing this wrong, please let me know. Okay. But you're going to get your mustard, a nice little zigzag of mustard, dill pickles. I like Grillo's pickles. Sometimes you can find those at Aldi. I have found them at Aldi before. They also have like half sour pickles. Sometimes they have spicy pickles in the refrigerated section. Any kind of pickle you want. If it isn't a spear, I'm going to tell you this, just go ahead and cut it up and make your own relish. It's as easy as that. Don't try to act like you're, able to keep 18 pickle chips on top of a hot dog. That's physics. And then there's sport peppers, which are pickled and they are a tad bit spicy, but they're also delicious. But then you're going to get tomatoes. This is where all of my knowledge of hot dogs, I don't know, I felt like I was being like sent through a wormhole and like in a different dimension where people thought it was acceptable to put tomatoes on hot dogs, and I didn't agree with it. My flesh fought it, but I actually thoroughly enjoy it. And I get it. Okay, it's like taking your hot dog from just like this normal, I popped it in the microwave, or like I got a okay hot dog and then I made it into a hamburger, like a deluxe hamburger. That's what a tomato does to a hot dog. It takes it from a level like 2 to like a level 6. Just tomato, it's incredible. And then if you're really fancy, like if you're going to the store and shopping for this is one of those you'll probably have to stop by like a Publix or like a Walmart, but poppy seeds are like super popular to put on Chicago dogs too. If I butchered that, don't come for me. Okay. Number 3, carne picada street tacos with a spicy mango salsa. You will quickly learn that my love language is absolutely tacos. In every shape and form, a taco is right. It is the right answer at any point in your day. It is the only meal to come before something important. Like, it is our go-to. I'm not even joking. I'm not over-exaggerating. And I do take pride in this, that we serve tacos in this house probably 2 to 3 times a week. And it's because it's easy. That halfway homemade comes in so clutch with tacos. And this is why. Aldi offers carne picada. It is seasoned already, and it's just beef. Okay? Don't be afraid of it because it's it's carne picada and it's shredded beef. All right. You'll see this for a lot for like street tacos. And so I will sometimes get like the smaller tortillas to do like a version of that. Like if we want to be fancy. Also, if we have time to eat that many tacos, because they're smaller, you better believe I'm probably going to have to eat like 4 or 5 to, feel like I've eaten an adequate amount. So the carne picada, I'll just do it in a pan. Things with this, especially beef like this, once it's already chopped up, it is so easy to get tough so quickly. So what you're going to do, cook it on a lower heat. It's going to take a little bit more patience, but as it's cooking, you can do all your other things like chop your cilantro and your garlic and your onion and your mango. The other thing that they have at Aldi, they already have chopped mango for you. You can find it in the vegetables. It's at like the top. Usually it's by the organic fruit in the refrigerated section on the wall. They've already chopped the mango for you. I'm going to be very honest right now, and I am not proud of this. I still truly don't know how to cut a mango. It is a crapshoot when I go in with a knife on a mango. Am I going to get rejected when I stick my knife in? Probably, but I'll just move to the other side and try to cut a slice off. And that's usually the way that I do it. And I know that there's a better way. I haven't found the better way yet. I would love any tips on that. But sometimes I will reach for that already pre-cut mango that they have in the vegetable section. Grab that. You're going to dice that sucker up. And then this is all you have to remember for mango salsa, okay? You're going to make pico de gallo, and then you're going to add mango, and then you're going to pick up something in Aldi called tahini. If I'm just introducing this to you, you're welcome. I just changed your life for the better today. This moment, write it down. Your life has been changed because you are now purchasing tahini and you're going to put it on all the things. So you have your protein and then you have your salsa. And then if you mix some of that tahini that we were talking about into a sour cream and then just drizzle that on top, boom, you've got delicious tacos. And if you're looking for a side, a lot of times that I can like master the main course of a meal, like the main dish of a meal, It's the sides that can like really get me because of dealing with kids around that time of day and then having to cook like one thing while simultaneously creating a side that has completely different timing than the protein that I'm making. That can get really overwhelming really quickly. So at Aldi, in the international like aisle where you're going to find like the tortillas, you're going to look for a can that says black bean soup. This is that halfway homemade part. This can of black beans, yes, is it technically soup? Obviously, but that means that they've already seasoned it and they've already chopped the onions to go in it. So the work is already done. So I literally pop those in a bowl in the microwave for about 4 minutes. And we have black beans as a side. You know, you can do rice if you want, whatever you want. Also, a bonus for you, seasonal Aldi finds. This is a magic aisle. This aisle is kind of known to suck all of the money out of your weekly grocery budget. So I will say with caution and warning, only tread here and tread lightly if you're trying to stick to a food budget. If you want to explore, or if you have, even if you have like a party coming up, this is a great aisle. If you need a small gift that doesn't cost a huge fortune, this is a great aisle. They have, especially right now, because we're coming up on Valentine's Day, you're talking about like delicious, oh my gosh, Swedish chocolates and cookies that look so fancy. They usually have some kind of like chocolate covered nuts, breadsticks, all of the fancy things that you're seeing on people's charcuterie board. Let me just blow your mind right now. I can guarantee you that half of them either came from Trader Joe's or Aldi because they care that much about just the finer things in life. And so definitely head to this aisle if you're doing some kind of like Valentine's Day spread or dinner in, if you're not going out, or if you're like doing a Galentine's Day type thing. This is your aisle to like really make the most beautiful charcuterie board. Okay, guys. Well, that's it. That was such a long episode about all the things I like to do with food. I hope they helped you in some way. Just remember, like, halfway homemade, take the help. You're not meant to be a superhero. And if there's any help that can be given to you that is pre-made and can just save you some time and give a little grace during your evening routine, take it. It was so fun to be here with you guys. And this is the time of the episode where I get to pretend to be your yoga teacher and try to transition you back to the real world in the most gentle way. Drop your shoulders, untense your jaw, and I just want you to be in a place to receive it, okay? Because we can take a few extra seconds to just relax. You don't have to turn me off just yet. We can just take a minute, okay? This is a poem by a fabulous poet named David Gate. Doing the laundry and the dishes and the meal preparation are not tasks of the mundane, because being clothed and clean and fed declares the dignity of human life and nurtures us into new days, into new eras. They are not mundane. No, they are the rituals of care. May you be blessed in your rituals of care this week. All right, so now I'm going to give you a little tip that you can tuck in your pocket and take with you this week. And this is the one that I have for you today. Let's be real. All the best laid plans go awry, all right? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to sit down for 10 minutes. You're going to think of all the emergency items that you need when your plans go haywire. I'm talking anything that's going to save your sanity when you have a nope, I cannot do it, as you're standing in front of your fridge and your 3 screaming children on a Thursday night. We all need an emergency lever to pull, so make sure you have yours. Mine is absolutely the Mama Cozy's pizza brand at Aldi. She, as in the brand, will come out with like seasonal pizzas too. Like they can get really fancy, like buffalo chicken and like barbecue chicken pizzas. Another hack is, instead of worrying about buns, because my kids are just like, sometimes the bun and the hot dog for the 2 littles will get separated and then like there's ketchup everywhere. But if you grab a pack of those hot dogs like we were talking about today, and then a can of crescent rolls, and you just tell the kids, you know what we're having tonight? It is the craziest fun night. We're having jumbo pigs in a blanket. And you're going to roll those bad boys out, put your hot dog in, roll them back up. And then you're going to put everything bagel seasoning on a plate. And you're going to roll the hot dog with the crescent roll around it into the everything but bagel seasoning. Pop them in the oven at 350 for 12 minutes and dinner is completely like that. That's it. They can walk around with it. You could put them in the backyard and let them play while they're holding it. You could sit them at the table, I guess, like good people do when they eat dinner together. That's just another hack from me. Thank you so much for listening to the Simplified podcast. I hope you got a few good ideas that you can stick into your dinner rotation this week. You can find show notes for this episode over at emilylay.com, where you can find links to resources that I mentioned here, and you can shop our Simplified planners and products. P.S. This is when our meals workbook would come in handy, just saying. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at Jessa Bray, double Y, because somehow, somewhere, someone has my exact name and took the good handle. Anyway. So Jessa Bray, 2 Ys, to see what I'm cooking up next, or what color I've decided to paint my kitchen, or what I'm working on behind the scenes for Simplified. Sometimes I get to share those things. But definitely follow me. I'd love for you guys to message me and tell me if you liked any of my tips. I'm obviously the new girl around here as a co-host, so I just want to make sure you're digging it. You can also follow our brand, Simplified, at Simplified, for tons of simplicity tips and inspiration to get you through the day. And thanks for being gentle to me in my very first solo episode. You guys are real peaches. And that's all I have for you guys today. Be sure to tune in next week for more Simplified goodness. This is Jessa Bray signing off. Bye.